and welcome to Cocktails with the Queens. I am back with my girls who I look forward to seeing every Monday. Vivica A. Fox looking like a teenager.
Hey, girl, hey.
Lisa Ray looking like a whole glamour puss. Like, where you going after this?
Oh, let me give you every bit of meow. Hello.
There you go. Meow, 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 meow. And Selena Johnson looking every bit even sexier than the vivacious Marilyn Monroe.
I'm giving a little bit of hood Marilyn Monroe tonight.
Okay.
And I'm looking like a girl who ain't slept in 2 days. Welcome to Cocktails with the Queens. We are here to dish about everything trending on social media and in the news. And later on the show, we have a show for you. We are catching up with Grammy-nominated R&B singer Angie Stone and legendary radio personality and recording artist Miss Jones. Ladies, queens, how was everybody's weekend? How y'all doing?
Weekend was good, relaxing, catching up. I just got back into the States from Italy and London, seeing Miss Beyonce in London, honey. And honey, I felt like I am seeing the show before the Americans is getting a chance to see it. And she jammed. She is the queen for a reason. So I'm glad to be back at home in my bed to be able to start a new cycle of hustling.
I saw that. I was like, oh, Lisa Ray and Vivica. I think you guys both saw Beyonce, correct?
Viv?
Yes, darling. I saw Beyonce in Paris. It was absolutely amazing. Special shout out to Miss Tina Knowles Lawson and the Waco Theater. It was part of a package, and it was just out of sight. It was the night that Blue Ivy came out first for the first time and surprised everyone. And like Lisa Ray said, it was just an incredible show. This woman almost gives it to you for 3 hours straight. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
And Selena, me and you gotta go. We gotta go when she comes to like Cleveland or something. Like, come on, man.
I feel like I've seen the show. I mean, the amount of clips that have resurfaced online, I've been getting my life just on the clips. I love her first suit with the hands all across the body.
Mm-hmm.
I love that suit, and I absolutely love when Blue Ivy dances. When she danced with her mother, I watched that over and over again. That little girl gonna be so bad when she get older, honey.
Yes.
If she dancing like that now, she gonna be so cold when she get older. So I've been watching the clips. The clips has been turning up, and over the weekend, I don't even remember what I did. That's how much I didn't do nothing, child. I think I just watched TV.
I have been.
Like you. What did you do? You tired? You said.
Girl, I have been back to back ever since I went to Aruba for Memorial Day weekend. That was so off the chain and so fun. Left there, went to Atlanta, worked on a movie for 2 days called Miami Confidential. Went to Dallas to pack, and then went to Boston to see my niece graduate high school, Camille Jordan, in her last track meet before she goes to Ivy League, UPenn. Like, she's amazing. And then flew down to New York last night, got in at 1 a.m. and was on the radio at 5:30. I'm doing the Breakfast Club for the next 3 days. So I am tired, y'all. But we're going to power through. I'm going to get my
Claudia, who signed up for all of that?
That's right. This is what I pray for. Like Meek Mill, they used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this, so I could. Yeah, that's me right now. I'm happy with it.
All right, then, girl.
Let's get it.
You have to realize being booked, busy, and blessed means less sleep.
Yes.
True.
I need a facial because I was getting ready for the show, and like y'all can't see up close. Thank God it's not super high definition. Why I got like 4 gray hairs on my eyebrows? That need to be plucked.
No man
on the eyebrows.
Yeah, ladies. It's happening.
Wow. Well, the beautiful thing is just put some mascara on it and it goes away.
There it is, like the men do. Just for me. What is it?
With the hair. Well, speaking of not going away, listen, and being booked and busy, our girl Selena Johnson has an announcement because she stayed. We know her as a talk show host, but she's also a very, very, very amazing, one of the best singers out there. And she got some news for y'all. Soulmates.
So, I'm going on tour again. It's tour season, as we've been talking about.
Yay!
So we're kicking off the acoustic soul summer nights. And did you guys know that June 1st?
Look at that picture.
Come
That
on,
picture's hot.
Yes.
June 1st marks the first day of Black Music Month. So, utilize this time to see all of your favorite Black artists this month because it really matters. It's history. My tour, Acoustic Soul Summer Nights, is a 10-city tour. I'm going to Atlanta. Well, Atlanta kicks off this Thursday here, the 6th, and I mean, not the 6th, the 8th and the 9th. At the City Winery. So get your tickets. There are a couple of shows are sold out. Pittsburgh is sold out. St. Louis is sold out. We added another show. Chicago is sold out. There's one show of Chicago that has some tickets, and Atlanta sold out. Another show has some tickets, some of it. But go on my site, SelenaMusic.com. Get your tickets because they're selling fast. It's going to be summer. Lisa Ray, I might wear one of your the captain you got me, honey, because it's going to be a acoustic soul summer tease.
Send me some pictures.
Yes, honey, it's going to be a picture fest. So yes, please support Black music this month. It's very important. It's our history. It's Juneteenth this month. Black people turning up this month.
Well, congratulations, Selena. You definitely keep it moving. Actually, all the queens, y'all are really, women to look all of us look up to. We stay busy and we still have time for our friends, our relationships, our families, and we balance it all. And that's not just us, it's also the fellow queens that are watching us right here in FOXSOUL. Right. All right, ladies, what y'all, anybody sipping on anything tonight?
Sip, 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 sip. I am sipping.
Mystery mix.
Sipping from my L cup because I got the tea still. What? Tea? Well, you know that's me.
Vivica, you drinking some wine tonight?
You already know, sweetheart, girl. I got my matching glass, my blue glass, my Baccarat glass with a glass of Pinot Noir to go with my blue top tonight, dog.
Okay.
Miss Selena, what you sipping on?
Just a little piece of a mystery mix. Like I told you, I'm giving ghetto Marilyn Monroe tonight. So it's a little piece of the ghetto mix. That's all.
I have a bottle of wine in this hotel room. When I checked in, they gave me a whole bottle. So I was like, oh, you fancy. I'll definitely be coming back to this hotel, this little cute little boutique hotel I found. But I didn't get to open it before the show. So I'm going to just go ahead and just try to do this thing without, maybe on a break, because I want to join you queens on with a drink. All right, ladies, let's get into the show. Over the weekend, Tyler James Williams released a lengthy message to those who are curious about his sexuality. Now, the actor posted, "Usually I wouldn't address stuff like this, but I feel it as a conversation is bigger than me. I'm not gay, but I think the culture of trying to find some kind of hidden trait behavior that a closeted person lets slip is very dangerous." He also added, "Overanalyzing someone's behavior in an attempt to catch them is directly contributes to the anxiety a lot of queer and queer questioning people feel when they fear living in their truth." Do you agree with his perspective, Selena? I see you shaking your head, nodding your head. What do you think about this?
I absolutely agree with his perspective. And you know what? I really like him because he's very cerebral. He's a very smart young man. And I really like how he addressed that. It was very well put. Happy Pride Month to all of the LGBTQIA plus community. But I really like the way he put that. That made sense because, there's assault kind of sorta in trying to find out if somebody is something. Like, why we always constantly reporting live from folk business? Why we can't just let the people be who they gonna be? What, and if he was, so what? Like, I'm with him on this. Like, what's gonna happen if you find out he is gay? Do you win money? Like, how does that work out? So I'm with him. I agree. I think that it can be dangerous. And it could cause a lot of depression and, a lot of the mental anguish that the LGBTQ community suffers from because of the pressures of maybe not coming out or what have you. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with him.
Okay. Vivica, what do you think?
I concur with Selena, that it's just awful that, behind those Twitter fingers and internet trolls that let this man live. He don't bother nobody. He's talented. He dresses well. He's handsome. Let him live, straight or gay. Let him live his life. Mind your business.
I concur. I think that this very well said from both ladies. I think that, they want to try to find something. I think he put it eloquently, and who cares? It's not going to change who he is, what he's about, and how talented he is. So let's keep it pushing.
I agree, especially if you have no relationship with the person that's going to be in your personal sexual life. If they're not in your bed or your bedroom, it's really none of your business. And I think there's been some paranoia, you know what I mean? Like there have been people who've been tricked or lied to. I understand that. But if it's someone that is in a whole nother friend circle, not in your life, why are we trying to humiliate you and put you on blast? If someone you're dating, I understand wanting to know. But I think he's had 1,000% a good point, and it does force people to feel shamed. So good for him. All right, y'all, 123-year-old woman, a 123-year-old woman who is a virgin, I posted this lady on my page, is still holding on to the possibility of finding a man one day. Girl, get in line. The woman revealed that she would entertain the option if a man showed up. The woman stated her fear of men stemmed from her childhood teachings, which prevented her from engaging with them. So she was always fearful of men. So she's a 123-year-old virgin still waiting to find the right man. Lisa Ray, what you think about this? What are your thoughts?
First of all, she doesn't look 123 at all. I didn't even know that we had someone living that long amongst us. So that alone, congratulations. But it says to me that she has to be maybe quite lonely without having and finding a companion in her life. You know, at 123 years old, I'm not sure who's gonna hit that, you know, but
Nick Cannon, paging Nick Cannon.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, so I don't know, girl. I would be afraid if I ain't had none in 123 years. I feel like you're gonna break a bone, break the hymen, and something else. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, you know, just
Ooh, that'd be some crazy wild sex, though, don't you think?
I don't know if she knows the positions or nothing. She may not know how to do nothing, but just lay there. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a dead fuck, you know. So
You might not even like.
Selena, what you think about this? You think she should continue to hold out, or should you just get one before she taps out?
Well, you know, Claudia and Lisa Ray and Vivica, you know,
yes.
no, the reason why she's been able to live to 123 years old, if we're going to be anything less than just be for real, is because she has missed out on the stress sandwiches that men provide. However, I can say, and that's why she don't have many wrinkles, child. That's why she's sitting up there looking not a day over 85, you know. But at the end of the day, I also read the story about how like she suffered from like poverty, and you know, she's been like she's been lonely at times. So I'm with Lisa Ray on that part. Like, it's unfortunate that she's had to be alone though. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see that she had any other family that surrounded her to kind of, you know, expand her way of living. But I've been married for 16 years. I'm gonna go ahead and just say I probably would want a man, even with the stress sandwich that they provide, you know. I don't know if I could do it. I think, hey, anything's possible. She could still find a companion. It doesn't have to be a sexual companion. She probably wouldn't even want her back blown out by now, because honey, he's trying to give her something. He probably broke her whole spine and hip section. So I wouldn't even want it. But, you know, a friendship and companionship is still yet, you know, she said she was open. So
Suki in the comments says she gonna mess around and get that D and go home to glory. Vivica, what do you think about that?
That's crazy.
Claudia, you might be tired, but you sure are quick with it tonight. All I can say is talk about some coochie cobwebs. Girl, you might want to somebody go find her a little pen friend. Do you know what I mean? Little, you know, electronic something to help her out. Yeah, you know what I mean? Get her a little tape, get her a little vibrator friend that'll go in there, help her out, and she can imagine and warm her up to see if she even wants to experience it.
That'll jam up. That rose.
So here's my advice. At first I was like, yeah, she should get some before she dies. But you know what? She ain't missing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't know what she's missing. She has gone this long without someone's dusty ass son stressing her out, making her upset, letting her down, bringing a subpar D and lots of disappointment and lies and deception. And I didn't call you back because I'm mad because some girl hurt me in 9th grade and I'm scared to love. She missed all of that. Think about it. She done been through World War II. She done been through voting rights. Women couldn't vote. We was damn near slaves when she was born.
Okay.
She done seen the cars being invented, airplanes, the internet, electricity. Like, she done been around for a whole lot of stuff. And she lived this long without the D. The D is probably what is short in her life.
I don't know about that, girl. When you get the good, you do things that you make you say, well, you know what, this one more last time, okay? You know what I mean?
See, that's just the thing, Lisa Ray. It make us do the things that make us be the fool. And that's the problem with that, with the good.
What if she goes all the time, gives up the D at 123, and the D is trash, like it's a one potato, thin, trash, quick
She ain't gonna know. She ain't gonna know the difference. So she's gonna be good.
She'll know if she'd be like, this what I'm waiting for.
Right, because maybe it's that trash.
Telling y'all that's why she should get a little electronic friend and do a little test drive.
Maybe the queen should send her a package. We're going to send her something from Candy Coated Nights. We're going to find this lady. All right, y'all. Coming up next, we are talking to Grammy-nominated R&B singer Angie Stone. Super talented. You do not want to miss it. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Cocktails with Queens. Tonight's going to be special, y'all. We're joined by Grammy-nominated R&B singer and songwriter with a powerful voice. Please welcome to Cocktails with Queens, the fabulous Angie Stone. Hey, Angie.
Hi.
How are you, sweetie?
Oh, blessed. We're so happy that we could get you on the show tonight to celebrate you. Now, you have been in the music industry for more than 4 decades, girl, long time. And you know, people come and go all the time. How did your passion for music help you better manage your mental health with all of the changes that happen?
Well, one of the things that was easy for me to balance was, with my spirituality in place, it's always easy to juggle issues because that's my go-to, Whenever there's a stop or start moment, I just pick the Bible up or I pick up that spiritual armor and I'm covered. So I've always had a time struggling through life, but who hasn't? So, we just have to, fight with the ammo that we're used to. And that's just my go-to.
And can I say just really quick, I'd love that you say that because so many people are so quick to check out.
Oh, yeah. They're quick to check out because they're embarrassed. A lot of people don't like to come forth out loud when, I believe that when God blesses us and gives us the platform, that we mustn't be ashamed of what it is that we've been called to do. And when it's time to give it back, it all belongs to Him to begin with. So we've got to pay it forward as well as recognize whose it belongs to.
Angie, I just love your voice because you have that type of timeless voice that you could just put your whole album on and just really just groove out and chill out and pray with it. You know what I mean? And I always appreciate that kind of songstress. I just wanted to say that. However, you have worked with some talented artists throughout your entire career, but fans have been pushing for this certain collaboration with your ex-boyfriend, D'Angelo. So,
but people have been pushing for that. Our son is 26. It's been 26 years. It just proves that great stuff will always be great stuff. It's like when you have a standard, it's a standard. Nothing can undo a standard. We were the real deal. True Holyfield package. And at the end of the day, as much as people wanted to do, I have to blame a lot of the people and a lot of the fans for disrupting the flow of greatness. Because what happened was between the world and fans and, idiocy, all these people tore that relationship apart. And these very same people want it back together. And now it's almost mission impossible because you can't undo it, what you've done. And, we will always, through our son, have that musical prowess. Our son is doing very well with his music now. And it is a collaboration of who we are. It's a DNA. So, D and Angie, that's our makeup.
Hey,
so, I like that.
I do too.
Wow.
Oh, Angie,
yes.
Child, I know your whole life and career. Okay, I absolutely love you, and I'm actually extremely happy that you're here talking with us, and I'm sitting here watching you while you've released a new album. Now, you've been in this game for multiple decades, and you're a songwriter all these decades. So, how in God's name? Now, it's tough. When we get in the studio, we didn't wrote about everything that you can possibly write about.
Right.
How did you get your mind in a place to write about something from a different perspective for this new album? Love
Well,
language.
I'll tell you how that happens. You get to a place where you challenge yourself and you say, I'm done. And you know how many times I've said I'm done?
Girl,
Because in my world, I like playing spades, I like doing cookouts, I like being with my friends, my family. I don't always like to tour. I don't always like to be out there going crazy with the fans. I just want to do real homegrown stuff. And then every now and again, I put myself in a position where I need to hear the kind of music I want to hear. And in order to do that, sometimes you have to make that kind of music. You know, I found myself in the studio trying to prone my kids into what they should be doing. And in doing that, I'm working for everybody else. So I put my mind in a place where, you know what? It ain't over until it's over. So if I got one more song I can muster out that will make a difference in someone's life, I'm going to spew it out. If it comes out and it touches people, this last album, believe it or not, is in comparison to Mahogany Soul. People are loving this record because every song on there kind of touches a grown mentality. We are grown up now. So we're dealing with issues of life. Right. So it's easy to do what you love to do. I love good music. So if I can't find it nowhere, I'm going to make it.
I love.
And I listen to my album almost every day. Okay.
Yeah,
that's right.
I'm telling you. And speaking of liking what you do, I've been listening to the new song with our good friend, Music Soul Child. You have a single with him called The Gym. Let's take a listen.
Well, Jim, you know,
feels like I'm getting thin. This ain't gonna work out again. There's nothing like the gym.
Ain't no forgiving this. Can't work this out. I'm declining your membership. I'm too fit for your game. You can't keep playing go. This ain't gonna work out with him. It's nothing like the gym.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant concept. You know, we all be down to the gym. So everybody can relate to this record, The Gym. But how was it working with another songwriter, Music Soul Child? Did you guys work in the studio together when you created this, or was this something that was apart? And how was it collaborating as songwriters?
Well, you know, Music Soul Child and I, we have the utmost respect for one another. It's a trust factor. I don't have to be in the room with him to know what he's going to bring. He doesn't have to be in the room with me to know what I'm going to bring. However, we're working on a project together called House of Flav, where we are grooming new artists. So it's kind of easy to know where we both sit. And so when he wanted to do this song, he had done the song before I even know he put his voice on it. He had already done it. And by the time I heard it, I had done my vocals. And when I heard it, I'm like, oh my God, because the arrangements that he added to it only enhanced it. And so it made me eager to enhance my vocals. And as a result, it turned into a masterpiece that when people hear it, they go, okay, I'm expecting that. So, you know, it's easy working with somebody who understands great music and understands not to overdo it and understands, you know, this is not about being better than, it's about equal status and us saying, okay, we have got to make this the best it can be. So I don't care who outdo whatever, because we're trying to get to the finish line together.
It is what you would call a true collaboration.
Yes. Yes.
Angie,
and it's kind of what D'Angelo and I used to do. I mean, we collaborated on everything together, and it's just like a spoon and a fork. You know, the spoon was for the dessert, the fork was for the meat. So it's kind of like that kind of collaboration. You know, you kind of know where it fits, and it was an even keel.
Angie, Brian Smith in the comments in the chat, we have a bunch of people showing you love in the chat, says Angie is looking great. We have a lot of people commenting on how great you're looking. And I want to circle back to what you mentioned earlier. I didn't know this. You said how people that want y'all together were kind of responsible for breaking y'all up. And that's really sad. When you were saying that, I was like, I wanted to hear more about that. And I want to ask you, how did your challenges in your past relationships, serve as inspiration for this album and for you to still be positive? Because that's got to be painful. You know what I mean? You put
very painful when you, let me put it this way. When I was at the top of the charts before D'Angelo was successful, I was with a group called Vertical Hole. I was doing my thing. I think we was top 20 at the time. I brought myself off that plateau to help a young brother on the come up, not knowing what that was going to be like. Turned out to be a great collaboration, like you said. And I think that people were all for it until it actually blew up in the faces and they were like, wait a minute, it's kind of fine there. And I'm like, you're like 4 years late. He was fine 4 years ago. And so, it's kind of people started getting in there feeling, and they forgot about Angie Stone for a minute. It became, we ain't interested in her. We need to be focused on him. And I think they started dismissing me as an artist because it was something that they wanted to be involved with. And a lot of people, journalists mainly, a lot of people that were interviewing me and interviewing us, they honed in on the 10-year age difference. They honed in on the fact that I was older than he was. And they made such a big deal out of it that they really burdened the fact. I mean, everybody's doing it nowadays. It is what it is. Love is love. And my thing is, they really tore the brigade down. The cornerstone of that union was torn down because people were envious and jealous. And at the end of the day, even when you let go, you still have to look at how God manufactured the source. We ended up having a beautiful son at the end of the day because God said, you know what? I'm not done yet. And that was my answer to all of this. When I wrote the song, No More Rain in This Cloud, my sunshine has come, I'm all cried out. There's no rain in this cloud. It's because God blessed me to say you did nothing wrong.
I think it's really sad. I think it's really sad when it comes down to when you have a Black man and a Black woman and you were the bigger star. I remember my first video was a D'Angelo video. We came by the studio because I was friends with Dom. Remember Dom? Rest in peace to Dom.
I wasn't allowed to come to that video.
Oh,
well, it's so crazy because I actually came up with the entire concept.
Really?
Multiple people. Yeah.
Me and Those Dreaming Eyes of Mine was the video. You came up with that concept.
I came up with the entire concept of him playing every instrument, him being the person playing the drum. Because my theory was people need to know that you're playing all these instruments. Of course, they took the credit for it, but I wasn't allowed to come to the video shoot because he was going to be there with the beautiful Claudia Jordan, and it was okay.
No. Wait, let me clarify. I was a substitute. They had another girl when she showed up. I guess she didn't look at.
Okay, they found you at the mall. Trust me, they told me everything.
Yeah. I didn't get his number.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you about it because you were stunning. And I will have to tell you, like I said, they were doing all kinds of things back then to control the narrative. So I'm just telling you, as a sister, I would never, as long as I'm Black, let a man come between me and my sisters ever.
Angie, can I add to that story?
Sure.
Because I went to the album listening party.
They put me out. They put me out the limo.
Girl,
what?
Yes.
Oh, God.
And Angie, did you know I did not find that out till years later, and my heart was broken because had I known, I would have said, "Y'all don't do that. Don't do that."
Yeah,
I am also.
I was pregnant. I was there. We drove up in the limo. He didn't really know what was going on because he was looking like, what are they doing? They pulled another limo up beside of us and told him to get out and kind of let me walk in by myself. I think I was 3 or 4 months pregnant at the time, but they didn't want anybody to see it. They wanted him to have a Hollywood moment. So he escorted you in and I was forced to trail behind. And the thing about that, there was an Amani party and the background singer that I helped him hire missed her flight and they had to end up stuffing me in her suit to get up there and sing background, if you recall that day. So
Girl.
that night, I had to end up singing background for that show. And I was just broken. I was broken. It was just
I
like,
know. I just over the years, I've never been able to like clear that air. Because had I known that that's what he was doing, sister,
it ain't your fault. It was business. And guess what? The fact that I understood business and I knew that I was being X'd out, it had nothing to do with you. You were just a pawn in their vicious game. They used it.
Well,
Well,
can
let me
I
say
just
this thing,
we
because
love
I feel like you have your head on your shoulder so purposeful,
yes.
and you speak so poised, like a grown ass woman that has been through some things and ain't bitter, ain't pointing the finger, ain't doing none of that. And I feel that. I can feel how appointed you are speaking. And so I absolutely love it, because you ain't let them, you know the truth, and you
and I would not let them break me, and I would not let them get me upset with Claudia or Vivica, because at the end of the day, D'Angelo was very young. He was taken advantage of by the industry. I'm not even blaming him. At this point, it was just all the other folk. But I mean, people, at the end of the day, they really hurt, in my opinion. They damaged a beautiful situation, because I don't think he's where he ever was.
Wow.
Well, Angie, I would like to apologize to you for what the industry did to you. That was my first video. I had no idea any of this stuff was going on, and I didn't get involved in it. I did my job and I left. If you
don't owe me an apology, don't do that.
No, I feel like the world owes you an apology for what you went through, and I just want to say that before we go.
And I just want to say to you too.
Thank you, but that wasn't necessary. You did not do anything. Neither one of you did anything to me. But can I tell you this? I feel like a queen, because at least you respect me enough to give me the opportunity to talk to you about it. And
we love you.
Let me just say this to you. It's like shedding skin off my back. Thank you for that.
You're welcome, Queen. So listen, we hate that we have to go, because girl, we could do a whole nother section.
I know.
Of warning the young ones that this is how things go down, that the business don't change, but we have to wrap.
All right.
Angie Stone, thank you so much for being here, Queen. We wish you continued success. We really do. Y'all go get her new.
I love all of you. Thank you.
We love you back. All right, darlings. Coming up next is Queendom. And later, we are catching up with radio legend, Miss Jones. So don't you go nowhere.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Cocktails with the Queens. We have reached the part of the show where we talk about our relationships. Okay, because honey, we didn't got into the relationships already before we were supposed to get into the relationships. The challenges we have faced in our lives, and we didn't got into the challenges too, and how we have overcome them. Welcome to our Queendom. All right, now, tonight's topic will focus on the importance of creating boundaries when it comes to family and friends. This topic was inspired by a post on Spiritual Word, which states, "Stay away from people who disappear when you need them and reappear when they need you." Ladies, has there ever been a time in your life where when you was all in, 10 toes down, they was all receiving it, but when it was your turn, the people were ghost? Lisa Ray, let's start with you.
I think that we can all say that.
Yes.
Because having the position that we have, people automatically think that we have it all together. And when you're on TV, you rich. So because of that, you got it. So here's the bill every time. And it's like, And even I get the waiters to just hand me the bill, and I go, well, who said that I was paying? Like, what I look like? You know what I mean? And so I am a treater. You know what I mean? I do know that, amongst some of my friends that I make more, and I'm a sharer and I'm a giver. So I love to have and allow people to vicariously live through me. When I can do it, I do it. And more times than not, you know what I mean? However, when you can, I like to just know that you are, because 9 times out of 10, when you say you are, I'll go ahead and say, that's okay, I got it anyway. I just want to know that you will. Or how about when I pay that tab, you at least ask me, well, girl, can I put down the tip? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, do that. But do something when you can, because that's going to make me feel unused, because a lot of times I do feel used. But I had to go back and say, you know what? That's no one's fault but mine. So now I got to get it together. Just because I say, hey, you want to go eat? That's all I mean. Do you want to go eat? Not that I'm asking you on a date or I'm saying I'm going to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? And so now I preface that now, you know what I mean, with my friends. And it's either, you know, you get it this time or I get it. Like a lot of times me and Viv, we fighting over the check because either she trying to give her credit card before the check is even there, or either I'm sliding mine or whatever. But it's because we're on that same level where I know that there's no jealousy there. There is no, you ain't got it, so I'm gonna have, it's not that. It's that I gotta stop her sometime from getting it so many times. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, hold on. So again, being honest, being real, and being able to receive just as well as you can give is the balance of the two.
Yes.
You know, I was just gonna say before Lisa Ray even said it, just like Lisa Ray, you are a very big giver. So how do you set boundaries though when you need to?
I've learned a very beautiful word. This time, your time, okay? And to just kind of chill back, see if they reach. And if they don't reach, guess what? They ain't coming back. I am into reciprocity relationships now. Anybody that thinks this is the automatic Bank of Vivica, baby, things have changed. Bank closed, okay? And I'm just enjoying my life and being around friends that we take care of each other.
Claudia, you're also a giver, but sometimes you're always giving to the wrong people. Now, what have you done recently to kind of alleviate some of that, you know, out of your space, out of your circle? Because you have a lot of amazing friends too.
I'm going to take it and not in a financial direction on this one. Because I think that's a given with all of us, right? Mine is more on the emotional support side, where I always call and check up on people. I call my friends all the time. The girls that I like been knowing for a really long time, I call them and I pick up, it's not just a text. I'd be like, hey girl, how you been? What's happening? What happened with that guy you told me about? I check on them. And the other day I realized, I was like, who does that back? And it made me want to cry a little bit. Like, do I not cross your minds? Like, I need that too. And I feel like you want reciprocity, not just in material things, although that's very important because you can't just be treating all the time because then you're being used. But like, you know, do you pick up the phone and just check on someone when it doesn't benefit you at all? Do you say, I want to come over and like bring some food over so we can just watch TV? Do you hang with me when it doesn't benefit you to go to an event, when there's no paparazzi, we're not getting a VIP? Do you come over when it's just me and you and watching Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Correct.
Do you?
Claudia, can I just piggyback off of that really quick? And I'll make it short. I didn't mean that just financially.
Oh, I know.
Spiritually and everything as well too. I literally had to go off on somebody hit me on a Sunday morning because they saw an old clip about me directing, asking for a job. I said, first of all, no, I had to get them. Because what I've learned also is to speak up and be truthfully, honestly, and let people know how they make me feel, their actions. And I said, listen, can you just check on me? Does it always got to be about a job? And by the way, that clip is old. The movie's done. Get lost.
And don't be one of those friends that get a boyfriend and you forget about your homegirls. But when you break up and you're going through turmoil, then you want to call me every day and I got to be there for you and talk you up the ledge. But when you were happy, I didn't hear from you because you forgot about me because you didn't need me to help you.
Well, ladies, you, of course, always make valid points and have amazing perspectives that I'm sure every woman that's watching can relate to. Just for me, it's very simple. I have learned that this small word is a complete sentence, and that word is no. So that's going to close our section. That's how I set my boundaries. I'm also a giver, but I don't just give to receive. I give because I just love to give. And sometimes I just give and I know in my mind, I'm not giving to get back. So that releases me from any of the, he didn't get me back or they didn't come back, you know what I'm saying? But reciprocity is very, very important. Don't be out here stealing people's energy and joy and not returning it.
Amen.
Okay.
Amen.
Coming up next, we are talking to the amazing, accomplished Miss Jones. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned.
Cocktails with Queens here. Welcome back. Now, tonight we are joined by a legendary radio personality and multi-platinum recording artist who has been making history since the early 90s. So please welcome Miss Jones, Miss Jones, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones. How you doing tonight, girl?
Hey.
Before we dive into your music career, you have been recognized as the first African-American woman to have a syndicated morning show on Hot 97. Whoa. Now, why was that such a historic moment for our culture, specifically Black women in the 90s?
I think it was, first of all, thank you for having me. Oh my God, because I think I've interviewed all of you on radio at some point or another, except Selena. We were on the phone.
Right.
You couldn't, right. I was in Philly at that point. So thank y'all for having me. I love the show and I love you all. And I'm listening and I'm engaged and I'm like, oh, But I think why it was so important is because up until that point, women in the morning were simply laugh tracks to the guys.
Mm-hmm.
And we were, even when I did mornings with Star and Buck Wild, I would get yelled at afterwards if I didn't go along with his shenanigans sometimes, which would later on lead to my dismissal.
Wow, dismissal?
Oh yeah. I was in contract renegotiation, and then Star went to our boss then at the time and told her that he didn't want me on the show anymore because I stood up for the Aaliyah. He made fun of her dying, and I walked out.
Well, first of all, that was classless.
Miss Jones, I am so glad you're touching upon this because I think there's a very dark side of radio when it comes to women specifically that is not talked about enough. You are hired to laugh and be like, oh, no, are you serious? You are there to be a cheerleader. And if you get too much shine, a lot of times these men do not like you. And that's the one field they are running it in radio.
They run radio. I was going to say they run radio, and every turn you go, if you don't have a man as your mentor,
lead,
you can, like, if you don't have a man in the background fighting for you in the big office, you'll wind up not renewed and not know why.
They run.
And that's why it's a big deal that you had your syndicated show. I'm sorry, Selena.
That's all right.
No, they run the music business too. The men run the music business as well.
Absolutely. And I'm just not that girl. I've never been that girl. I watched oh my God, I've never said this, but I watched my dad work like 40-hour, 50-hour, 60-hour weeks and come home and hand his check over to my mom. I get it now, but it bothered me then. And I said, I would never, I want to be the provider. I don't want to be waiting for the man to give me the check. I always want to be in control of my
career, your destiny.
Right, my destiny. Yeah. And so I always wanted to work. Some women, it's for them and God bless them, but that was always me. So I'm not that girl that's going to get along to go along or go along to get along.
Now, speaking of your career, you originally had a music deal with Motown, but then, your journey kind of went a couple of different ways. And you decided to put your recording career on hold. Tell us why.
Well, before Motown, I was on Stepson Records, which was independent through Tommy Boy. I left there because Russell Simmons and Andre Harrell both wanted me to come join their labels. And ultimately, Andre won out because it was a new venture. Motown was iconic in my eyes. I thought my parents, who were in heaven at the point, would be shining down proud because I was on Motown. But then Andre got fired. The new man they brought in, George Jackson, he died. Then my best friend, Big Pun, died. It was a lot. It was too much. And I needed
a lot of depth surrounding you at the time, huh?
Yeah. And I had not ever I hadn't yet recovered from my parents dying. So my dad died freshman year of college. My mom died the week after I graduated. So it was already a lot.
Wow. Well, Miss Jones, thank God that you've gotten back to your passion, your true passion, which is music. And we can try all we want. We can run down the street, child. We have underwater basket weaving, whatever we want to do. But when we are musicians, it stays in our heart. And you have a new single called Calling All Ladies. Let's take a listen.
Take a picture and stare if you wanna. I'm a whole lot of angle, so catch me. Wanna spend time with it. I ain't putting no time in it. Hey, boo, hey. Hey, boo, hey. Yeah. Tequila don't lie. Look at her shine now. Hold them tight now. She a fine wine. She ain't got time now. She made up her mind. Gucci on all. Money so long. Double G's on all. Oh, we so long.
Yes.
Oh, come through, girl. Come through.
You.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so
What inspired this single after the hiatus? What made you come out and say, I'm calling all the ladies?
It was time. People always say that, oh, no one wants to hear from you guys. You guys are old now. And yet everyone loves the 90s. Well, guess what? We are the 90s. We created that blueprint that has yet to be recreated.
Hello. Hello.
So I said, I still like feel good music. And I think that the people that grew up with me in the 90s, they would like it. And guess what? I'm not going to stop. I have nothing to lose. I feel like for 15 years, I was in the wilderness, according to the pastor. I was in the wilderness. I was raising my sons. I did it by myself. My oldest son just graduated high school. He's on his way to Arizona State. My youngest son is going to Bergen Catholic. He's a state champ in wrestling.
Yes.
I feel like I did what the Lord wanted me to do, and that this is my reward. And you're right, it never dies. So the message is all women, we are the needle movers of the world.
Yes.
Correct.
So
Well,
let's stop shying away and do it. Sorry, Claudia.
no, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want to show you some love. I'm excited to tell you from the comments in the chat. Pocahontas says, this sounds like a summer jam. They're all like, hey, yes, voice is still fire. Let's get it. They're loving you. And they said, you ate that, Miss Jones. I saw her perform in the 90s. Damn right. They're loving you. I just want to say, and I know I owe you a video clip. I've been extremely busy, but I love your voice and I love your drive. And knowing radio, what you've done for radio is a major deal and you need to be celebrated. That's historic. It really is. So you are booked and indeed very busy. What can fans expect from you next?
Thank you so much. Thank you to the people in the chat. I appreciate that, because every bit of encouragement, because I'm older and the bones get tired and I need my naps. So,
Okay.
so I can't, I need my naps. I can't overextend, but yeah, we already have the single number 2 in the queue, ready to go, and more radio. And by the way, heard you when you were on with the Breakfast Club. Envy is my brother. And hope you get the gig, because the world needs more of strong women in morning radio. That's for damn sure. And it's just, thank you. It's fun. It's fun, and I'm going to enjoy it and take my time.
Means the world coming from you. Means the world
Yeah.
coming from you. It does.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you've been on the radio for so long that sometimes, doing interviews like this is very important, because you allow people to not forget about your other passion and the other things that you do. So congratulations. We will be listening and looking for you everywhere, because that's going to be a chart hitter. Absolutely. So
Calling all ladies. Make sure you get it.
yes, we appreciate you. Thank you, Mama. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I love you.
We love you.
Absolutely. Coming up next, find out why a pregnant trans man is receiving backlash. We'll be back.
Welcome back to Cocktails with the Queens. Please hit that like button in the chat if you're enjoying the show. All right, transgender writer Logan Brown has made history by becoming the first pregnant trans man to grace the cover of the latest issue of Glamour UK. The writer told the publication, and at the end of the day, I'm a trans pregnant man and I do exist no matter what anyone says. I am literally living proof. Logan's comment sparked outrage from cis women on social media. What are your thoughts on this historic reveal, Vivica?
I'm going to keep it very short. Wowzers. I'm speechless.
Alina?
Yeah, I know there's a lot of change going on, and change doesn't have to always be, bad, but this is confusing.
Yes.
it's confusing, and it's confusing for our kids. And I know that there's an outbreak of this is who we are, accept us, like we get that. But the science of this is just wrong. And it's just, I'm perplexed. I don't know, Claudia, you said something about we can't even say breastfeeding anymore because it offends them. We got to say chest feeding. It's like, forget all that.
Helena?
Not calling myself a cis woman. Just
Me neither. Yeah.
So
I feel you.
gonna have to just hate me on that. Not saying chest feeding, not doing that. Gonna say breastfeeding because that's where the milk ducts are in your breast. I'm assuming though, let me ask this question because I want to be politically correct here. Is this a woman who is living as a trans man?
Yes, so she still has her
Okay.
Correct. Okay. Well, that makes sense. It is confusing aesthetically, but it is a natural thing for her body. You know, she is a woman biologically, so that makes sense.
That makes
Can I
sense.
just say this in closing? Y'all stop making up stuff.
When we stop making shit up,
Claudia,
you're playing pretend with life.
we got 20 seconds, Claudia.
I got to go. Special thanks to Angie Stone and Miss Jones. Nothing I say is going to be right, so I'm just shut up. And Miss Jones, we love them both. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for watching us on YouTube. Stay tuned for Black Water Horse Movies. Catch it on our YouTube channel and website. We will see y'all next week. And happy chest feeding, ladies.